Hello, we're back at it. Last week, we were able to toggle the unease effect on and off. It wasn't replicated. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make it into a game effect, game playability, which is what we should be doing since that's kind of like what we're doing. The effect of having this aura across you, and that should force the replication of it across the clients. And then if we have time, we'll see if we can set the color of it. Dynamically, question mark? Oh, connected to the wrong, hold on. Question mark. Sorry. My keyboard, I can't decide what it's connected to yet. Oh. Yeah, I know this. Well then. Oh, ha! It's plugged in my USB, dumbass. So there should be we'll put a question mark on here because I say dynamically, but I don't mean dynamically. I mean we'll make an effect with a different name, but we'll set the color of the aura there instead of like at the time. We don't want to do it as like an event message like how we do with interactions, because we won't be able to send an event interaction over. Anyway, let's get started with this part. So if we grab this and we look at our, what is it, as a party detective? I'm not sure. I need to refactor this at some point and put them together. I'll do that later. Let's do it in here. We've got attribute effects, which is not what we want. It's a health effect. We've got woozy. We have an GE unease, a GA woozy, no G. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of stuff that I've like messed with trying to get this to work. So we've got GA woozy, GE woozy, GA woozy says play the montage. That's right. GA woozy plays the montage because we apply the GE woozy, which says give him this. So that's what we want to replicate for our aura. So let's do that. We've got a GE unease, which will give us a GA unease. GA uneasy. I'm going to rename this to uneasy. All right, so it will grant the game playability, GA uneasy, and when we remove it, get rid of it, and it has unease as the tag, no stacking, good. GA uneasy says this, which is not what we want to do. We are going to shrink that. We'll go up here to our character because we put it in here, didn't we? Because we were testing out how to get it to work, and we have it in here as boo. So we should be able to do this here. Let's copy it for now. And we'll hop over to here. Get our play montage and wait. Here's our stuff that we were working on before. But it's not going to be quite this way. We're going to do, oh no, mesh. All right. Get ability avatar actor from actor info. That'll give us a actor, which gives us, hold on, we've done this before, haven't we? In here, we have to cast it to BP guest character. That's it. We're gonna do this one. So, and I think that works, right? Woozy is a better one to look at, right? No, Woozy is not a better one to look at. Let's do this one. Okay, so cast a BP guest character. So that's what we're gonna do here. Wait, BP. And that guest character has mesh. And that's what we'll hit with this thing here. Up here. Sorry, I'm just double checking what we have here. Value comes from boo. Boo comes from over there. All right. Legit. Okay. So this will be a slightly easier because boo are, this guy is based on the button, which has an argument. So here we know what the argument's going to be. It's true, right? Because we activated it. It's going to be true. This is going to be true, so this actually just goes straight up to here, bypassing this branch altogether. I'm going to delete this, and it goes down here, and these go somewhere else. Zoom out a little bit, all right. And the ability over here. Don't know if I end the ability, let's find out. All this turns into this. We get our cast. We get our cast failed, and we'll just over here. We'll get our mesh. This all becomes really easy because it's just in a row. You can look over here. Start ragdoll, stop ragdoll. The other one I'm taking a look at, GE. Nope, that doesn't help. All right, I think this is the best we're gonna get, guys. Only other thing I can think of is maybe one of these might help us out. Okay. I don't think that actually does anything. Does it? Do we go? Play a montage and wait on the thing and the ability. Except for there, we don't end the ability for some reason. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to do that. All right. My only problem is that I don't want to end the ability, because what will happen is on end ability. That's when we disable this. And that's when this gets removed. This, not that. This gets removed. So I think we just have to leave it hanging until we get to the end. Now, the end is going to look the same. Might as well grab all that except for end ability, because this is all look the same, only we're going to set this to false, and we are going to set to default to that. So essentially like removing the overlay material. Okay, so on this, so we're gonna say uneasy. So to test this, get rid of all this. Oh, not all that. All this, anyways. Oh my god, just pick. And then pressed and released. So we're gonna go remove this. Remove this. I'm going to I name it something useful, or nope. Get ability, get ability. Am I, what? I use this in this somewhere, don't I? I thought I did. Oh, I just have to, yeah, get ability system component. Am I mad? Am I get ability system? Now it should. All right, let's put that in the middle, and then my gameplay effect to self. It's gonna be G uneasy. Ah. We'll set it here, and then down here we will again get that. And then this handle is this guy because I saved it earlier. Done. So this should do what we did before, but replicated through gameplay effects. So it's going to be debug key 3 if I can remember that. We'll run. We'll forget about that because I'll just open up the test map. Is multiplayer, right? Okay. Okay, there we go, there we go. And then, hold on, I just gotta move over behind this guy a little bit more. Look down. Oh. Well then. Okay. So that probably says it's something wrong with our GA. I don't think it's this, but I'm gonna print screen on this one anyway. And then of course we can do the classic. Did I even get here in the first place? Okay. I don't think we're going to learn anything from that, but I'm going to do it anyways. Oh, is it gameplay ability? No, because the gameplay abilities that we have are outside of like outside of the well, it doesn't say did I get here in the first place, so maybe that's an answer. Okay, so we've got GA uneasy, so we are going here and we are applying GE uneasy, GE uneasy, grants GA uneasy. Oh, is GA uneasy? No, it's passive. It's passive. Okay, let's keep going. GA uneasy. And other ones like this, do we have I know we have a GE woozy. Don't look at GA woozy, doesn't help us. But GE woozy is active and works, right? Because that's what happens when you run out of like run out of food, etc. Essentially, they should look identical except for what's applying. GA uneasy, GE uneasy. Oh, okay. All right. They are identical except for that. Interesting. I think we have to do that. We have to apply the effect on the server, don't we? I think everything else applies it on the server, right? Let's. I wish there's a thing where I could just like move it somewhere, but then I realize I just really just have to do this. Oops. Was in game mode. Oh wait, not there. I have to do that awkward thing where I exit it and then go back into it like that, because run on server reliably. Then this actually calls ugh, and then break this link because we're not going to do that. Yeah, because it'll come back around, right? Okay, we did get here in the first place. Our effect isn't applying. Okay, that's closer. Is it wackier than that? Is it that we can't actually do that here? We need to put it in here to create that happening as like a replicated variable, and then it flashes on and off based on whether or not it might be. All right, let's take that tact. So my rambling is that I don't know if we can actually change these things in a replicated manner. Like I can't say, oh, server, change the depth and the overlay material and have it actually do it. It will do it on the server, but we'll never do it to anywhere else. I need to replicate the fact that you need to do these and then make this a function on the character. And you say, okay, character, do this now. If that makes any sense, it probably doesn't. Well, give me a second. So on here, I need to create a function. The function is gonna be let's be a little bit forward thinking. Oh, every time, I swear. Rename. Oh. It's oh, I know it's on. Okay. Call it set aura, and we'll have an input. First one's going to be very complicated one called and I'll have a second one called, this is for, like I said, this is very forward thinking. I think I can, is a color, there are colors in here, right? We won't use this right now, so we'll change that later if it needs to be different, something different. All right, compile. Great. So in here, we're going to take this stuff. And we'll recreate that little thing there where if we have the branch. So this looks exactly like what we had in the debug key before. Right? Right. And then we got guy down here. Okay, so that's what we had before, but now it's done as this little function here. And what we're going to do is we need to have it so that when I'm not actually sure if that's going to work. Okay, avatar connect. If we can run frickin' animations, then why can't we run this kind of code? You know what I mean? Is it just not going through here? Is it like, we know it's not hitting this one because we don't get the not a guest. Why don't we be real dicks? We'll come out here. Come out on this side, and then we'll say print. No one ever expects this one. Print a string, and going to get render mesh. Get render custom depth. And we're gonna get overlay material, and we are going to concat innate. It's append because I'm bad at computers. So we're gonna say A, and that automatically changes to pool. And we're going to go get overlay material. We'll drop that in C. We'll get display name. Great. And B is going to be dot dot dot. So we can have a thing in between. I'm going to grab this, drag it all the way out here, and shebang. Let's start with this. And I'm gonna delete this before I remember it's there. Do I? Oh. GA guest aura. What? Oh, I've set Yeah, okay. Give me a second. Yeah, some of these I'm not sure I actually use, but we'll do that in a little bit. I think that's party system, don't I? I have it down here. GA, thirsty, bored, thirsty, health effects. GA, guess drink some, eat something. Apply additional effects. Yeah, I don't, yeah, I don't use it. Okay. All right. Let's ignore that for now. All right. All right. All right. All right. There's the other one. There's the other one. Okay, we know true outline. It did set it. It did set it. Things are doing. Things are doing. Just in case. And I don't actually think this is the problem. But I mean, just in case, right? Just in case. I don't actually think it's like a real thing, but it is a real thing. Son of a bitch. All right. I'm a dummy, that's all. All right. So that doesn't work through just this thing. I actually have to create a thing, an actual replicated life. All right. That's good because that means we know what to do next. Fix this guy. Because we're getting to the end and it's not happening, which means that this isn't happening. So let's take a look. So on easy GE, infinite, remove active gameplay effect, and it's going to happen on the server. And maybe that's why this doesn't work. We have to do the same thing of break this link. Does that make sense? Is it gonna work? Doesn't. Probably because the handle doesn't. Oh, the handle works because it must work because then none of that kind of code would work. But that's kind of better, I guess. I don't know. So add gameplay effect set itself. We can get this, debug this, remove active gameplay effect. Removing the gameplay effect should cancel the ability immediately. Just double checking this again. I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's kind of like a thing we're missing from down here. Play montage and wait on completed end ability. Press up gameplay ability. What's it selected on so I can see that? End ability. Nothing. Nothing. Alright. Alright, so we can get rid of all this because we know this is working. It was just a replication glitch. We just have to figure out what to do here. I don't think this will work. Right? Because then it would just end. I think the only reason this one works is because it is a play montage and wait. And then it ends. And then the play montage and wait is set to stop when the ability ends. So is there something I can do? And I'm gonna do this because that's stupid. I will. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Screws up again. Who knew? Who could have seen that coming? All right. And I put that down to there. Is there a I don't think that's a good one. That seems like a ability gameplay effect players. play anim and wait. Play montage and wait. Play activate. Wait for attribute change. Cancel input. Confirm input. Gameplay. This seems to be what I want, but it takes in a handle. But that doesn't help, right? This is tough. How do I get a handle from out here? Because it's a passive ability, so it gets it and it just starts. So it doesn't have a kind of clue about what made it start. So we don't have a handle for it. Get gameplay effect count. Get active gameplay effects with all tags. Give me a second. Nope. Eh? Um, What if there's more than one effect with unease on it? There shouldn't be. This is the only one, right? This is the only one, right? In theory, I can... get the first one? That is that sketch or what? Okay. Let's do this. So we find out it's actually a character. Yes. And then we set all the stuff. Yes. And then we wait for the effect to be removed. And then end the ability, which should trigger us turning everything off again. Right? Maybe this one will give us what we want. What? No, that just breaks it. Okay. So we can add things to this. We can't remove it from here because why? Why I can't remove this from here? Is it not ending properly? Ending prematurely? Did we actually end the ability? It says anciently, but you know what? I don't care. We didn't. Okay. All right, now I'll explain it. So it's not getting in here, right? Which means this isn't, when I do this, can't add this. Removal policy, active abilities are immediately canceled and ability is removed. That means that it's not being removed, which might mean that we are not removing the effect properly. That down there for a second. Remove. Since this part is debugging, we can totally do this part with this, right? Right? It's still on there. It's still on there. Deug. Okay. Deug. Am I able to do this directly like I did for that one? Signed by color magnitude. No, it doesn't do what I want. Well, let's do this first. And then we will get ability system component again. Move active gameplay. Effect by source effect. Let's do this one. Being unease. I don't think I need anything else. Compile. Let's just make sure we're actually getting in there. Okay. Hello. That turns on. Deug goodbye. Hello. Deug goodbye. Notice how it doesn't go to the server for that? That's my fault, isn't it? Did I forget to set this? Yeah, I did. And it's always fucking. Oh wait, I need to set something else first. Ah, there you go. Okay, that's exactly what we wanted to do. So we can turn it off and we can turn it on based on whether the gameplay effect is applied. So if you get suspicious or stinky, we know where you are. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So this is a debug garbage. I'm just gonna move this somewhere else so it doesn't get in the way of real work. Oh, shift doesn't help. Is it control maybe? No, is it? Wait, was that even control or did I push alt? Nope. One of these should let me select more than or not. All right. Actually, this doesn't get run. I don't want my. That doesn't get run. This doesn't get run. This doesn't get used. This doesn't get used. I can grab all of this and collapse it. There we go. So it's kicking around, but you don't know what it is. Compile. All right. So that ticks that off the list. Let's see if we can change this color. Not particularly dynamically, but like in that thing. Now we know. Okay, uneasy. All right, we know that I can set the overlay material here. This is where we're doing it. Would it make more sense to just make another overlay material for the outline and another material for X-ray material? So it'd be like X-ray. Oh, can you stink and be villainous at the same time? I'd say one would have to override the other, wouldn't it? So I wonder if we can uneasy apply GE1 uneasy applies GA1 uneasy that does this. I wonder if we can write something that will change the color here of these things. No, because this will be like, no, you can't do it because I can't rewrite the material color because it will be itself, right? Hold on. Construction script. We need to put it in here, right? So what we do is we this stream's still going. I'm kind of thinking we need to set some dynamic materials, right? Because we're gonna have we're gonna make it. We're gonna make a sorry, a X-ray sorry, X. Oh. And this is gonna be a so no. It's not just that. It's a dynamic dynamic material object. Material instance dynamic object reference. Okay, follow my logic. So we're gonna make material dynamic. There it is. On mesh. I think that's where it is, isn't it? Take a look. This character, on the character actor is where we have our shit, where is it? Overlay. That's on here. And then, but the X-ray is inside of the skeletal mesh? It's not. Where is it? Is it inside of... Oh, it's outside, isn't it? It's in here. In the map. In our post-process volume, isn't it? X-ray ghost is down here. So, how do we do this for different colors? Post-process material. This is in my materials here, X-ray ghost. Post-process volume. That's yeah. Yeah. I have to look this one up. Let's see. Has anybody done this? Probably not. Probably, actually. Let's look. Um, okay, let's look. Somebody asked the question 2019. Possible you have to use specifically made PP material, usually custom test for those. Yeah. Volumes are used to blend PP between PP areas. Each volume you have several materials you could blend. You can objects, custom depth lines, YouTube material, depth outline. We already can do that. Post-process material. Okay, so we know how to post-process. Hey. Interesting. So he's saying we can do it on a material? No. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's how we have. Oh, oh, oh. Are we doing that? I don't know. Let's take a look. Why can't I? Why can't I? Ah, he is doing something different than me. I've got just enabled, and he's got enabled with stencil. That'll be interesting. Well, let's see. Let's see. Oh, wait. I'm not your average dummy. Before I do something this whack, let's make a save point. Close that down and save everything. And we'll commit, make a save point, and then follow this guy's tutorial, because essentially he's doing what we want to do. Is that some stuff has a certain stencil and some stuff doesn't. Now that could mean that we have to change what we just did last week, where we're just turning on the custom rendering on and off. Well, I mean, you would turn it on and off depending on whether you have any effects at all, but I think it would be definitely different than what we were doing before. As you can tell, I haven't been committing anything. You will in a second, actually. There you go. Stage all of this. And get AI to complain about, oh, that is most of it, isn't it? Because that's since he's got me again. That AI's got me again. All right, let's branch and say post process with stencils. All right, we've got our branch. And if this works out, we'll merge it into main, and then we'll figure out what to do. All right, so he is saying that we should be using a different stencil setting, just post-process setting. And it would be with stencil. Okay. So we've done this. We just need to expand it out to more than one kind of. Oh, I see what you're doing, bro. Then you can set it to a different stencil, and that has a different thing. Oh, okay. So we're just gonna, he's essentially doing, so this, I'm just gonna skip a little bit. So he's just gonna set up, right? Yeah, all right. So he's done a thing. Okay, so you can set stencil, lets you say what's like layer they're in, right? Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's. I wish my game looked like that. Maybe not this game. Maybe another different game. Maybe I write it for a BBS. It'll look like that. That's great. I love it. Different value from each of those allow you to have different parts of the same mesh. I don't want that. That's fine. Different meshes on the same actor having different value. Let's use that here. Post processing. Scene texture. Custom stencil. So what he's saying is if you set, we open it, let's close this. Let's close it. And this might change how this works because we would just set it somewhere else. I should have, we've got this, not the scene depth, but the scene. Now I have to go back a little bit to, I don't know why my stupid head is scene texture custom stencil. Yeah, okay. For some reason, I have a scene texture with no unused up here. It doesn't help me though. I don't think it does. Oh no, I just go like this. Custom stencil. Use custom depth. Custom stencil. All right. So I've got that. I don't know why I had this like sitting there, but whatever. Let's see where else he goes with this. So he's got it to where you can assign a stencil. One or over. If I set this back to 0, it becomes black because everything is rendered on a scale of 1 to 0. 1 being white, 0 being black. If I set this to 0.5, this is how a standard dynamic range would. So this is not going to be output color. As a filter. I'm going to check if that is a certain value. Oh, that's clever. All right. So we'll do what he's doing there. So we do get this. We'll mask it. Just one. And that should give you the number that you've put onto the object. So you can say for this, wait. You could say for this, right? You could say, all right, this one I'm going to only do if it's this color, or I will change the color based on this number. I can save this all I want because it's not hooked into anything. We'll see where he's going, but I think that's where he's going, right? So he's checking if it's a value. Lerp. Thing has a post process apply to except for the objects of the depth stencil value of 1. Go back to the other objects, set it to 1. loop this lerp again, same deal, but we're going to be checking for a value of 2. Okay. All right. So we're going to have to do some wacky stuff where we have like certain numbers are applied to certain colors. Certain stencil numbers will be applied to certain colors. And that will choose, now that I know where we're going with this, I can put this up here. That will choose which one of this it is. Post process input 0. That's fine. It won't be alpha like he's doing there, because he's just using it to, he's using the lerp with alpha to use this number to turn like the entire effect on and off, right? Which is not what we're doing. We're choosing the color based on the stencil. So why don't we pull this all the way back, because I have a feeling this is going to take more room than I think. All right. So we could say something like, if A is more than B, so it's 1, and less than A is more than B. No, let's make A equal, the default says A more than B if not specified. I don't know what you put in there to make it. I don't 100% know. I'm gonna go up there. I'll come down here. I think. Okay, this is my idea. So if I can put this, can I put another color? Sorry. I don't remember entirely. Is it a vector parameter? Yeah, it is. So I can go, let's call this one think. I'm just gonna double check it. I can, default value. If I go like this, is it gonna break? It does break. God damn it. I don't want to like have this entire fucking thing for like hold on, let me put this back here. That is a parameter, right? I can set it, can't I? Can I set parameter? No. I must be able to, right? I wish, I know that both these sections are like kind of like made because like computer programmer head and art heads are different, but the idea that I'm gonna have to like effectively recreate all this because this stupid lerp doesn't accept more than one color coming into it pisses me off. And when you say this is a parameter, I assume that means I can change it. Default on this. So maybe. Well, first of all, let's see if this guy covers it. So he seems to be just doing it in like, yeah. Okay. So it's going to be on. Let's do this. Let's do this. We'll start these two. I don't even know if I need this one because it's like does it default to one? I don't know. I can't prove it does. All right. So we'll start. This creates our current X-ray ghost, right? And we want to make it so that if this is villainous instead of like every other kind, that this color will be different. I think, let me go back here because what he's doing, I think he's setting it to like white. And then lerping in the color afterwards. So essentially you're like, okay, welcome, this is the color. And it's going to be white. And then we apply different colors on top of it. Am I crazy? I might be. We'll find out. All right, why don't we do that? So first of all, let's, now that I know that doesn't actually help me. Float 3. Oh, sorry. Didn't know how to be a float 3. Wants a 3. There we go. It comes in white, right? And then if it's more, oh, let's just say if it's more than 1. If it's more than 0, no, let's say if it's more than 1. That's better, because then 0, we'll make 0, give me a second. If you have it at all, then you're rendering custom depth buffer, which means that you'll get any color at all, and that should just default to our orange, right? So let's this. Constant 3. That's our ugly orange. Sickly orange. A little more sick. There you go. Ugh. Ugh. Nope. Wrong button. Yeah. So just putting the output of that into alpha. And then this is what's going into emissive color. Save. Oh, don't like. Didn't like it. That sucks. All right. Sure. Error up here. What's the error? Missing if A greater than B input. I'm bad at this. I am bad at this. Let's say put this way up here because I'm dumb. All right. Yes, A and B. No, 2 equals or less than. I think that's what's complaining about. Yep. So, okay. All right. A is more than B. Give me a second. Maybe this. Oh, no, that's sickly. That's sickly. There's our standard one. And if we make this one red, and if it's more than 2. Okay, so first we're going to see if this breaks what we have, because I think that's always a good test. Try it and then see if you broke it. Oh, I did the wrong thing. No, wait. Did I push the right one? No, I started that one. Post. All right, there we go. All right, do this. Oh, this one. This one, this one, this one. There we go. All right. You can see this corner. Is it? Okay, so that what a sickly color. Sickly. All right, so that still works. That's good. We didn't break it. That's always important. Where's my actual window? That's not my actual window. This is my actual window. So for this, what we'll do, we'll go characters. Well, I probably have to render. Sometimes it's just like you gotta go by hand. Set that to 2. The if should probably be set to 1. Right? And then hopefully that sticks, and the idea will be that it will be red when it'll be a different color when I make so essentially what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it go down the other path where the color will be red, right? Oh, that worked. Not as well as I wanted it to. I think this alpha has to go through this mess. The alpha for this comes from this. That's what has that like nice. And then the alpha for this is just like 1. Can I use this chunk for more than one thing? Because I would be willing to go bring this in, figure out which one it was, redo just this part every time, right? Because then you end up with this chain going, what color will it be? It will be orange or red, and then this gets put in, this mess down here gets put into the alpha for that color, right? So if we do, give me a second, and then no, it doesn't work because that's just gonna make it red. I don't know. I might have to look out. I get what he's trying to do. This is how you like figure out what stencil you're on, and then you can fart around with this. I think mostly I need to figure out how to do an if statement in here, which is like if this then that, or more something more clever, which is like, you know, the stencil is going to be from 1 to 255, so then you're like doing some math on it, but I don't know the math right now at 8:30, so I think we're going to leave it here. But I mean, we did do our main thing, which is hook the x-ray, replicated, and we're almost changing color dynamically. So let's put that in as next week. We'll change the color. Whoop. Stencil. And then if we have time after that, we'll go back to doing some more interactables. I've had a lot of thoughts about this stuff. Oh wait, I've got too many. There we go. Combining things to create a new thing, emptying containers, and then combining something else to fill it. Physics objects and locking them by constraint into place, deleting the constraint to release the object. This one, there's a couple of things that I've been thinking about for this, though I'm gonna just put in here what am I trying to say? depending on what it hits. And this is just the idea that instead of doing a combination, we could do something like so for example, you empty a container out and you fill it by using the same action of spilling it onto something, right? Because let's say you've got rat poison, you want to cover all the food with rat poison, but then that leaves the clue that you've put the clue that the rat poison has your fingerprints on it. So therefore, you want to go another step and you want to put the rat poison into the salt shaker and have somebody else get the blame for the salt shaker. So you could use just like the same ability of like shaking this out onto something to refill the container. It's just that when you shake when that it makes a projectile that goes, hey, I'm applying this effect of adding poison, and then how the container deals with it is to refill itself with poison, which is another way to do it. Probably emptying it would just be like projectiles again. But now that I've said that, I should probably add this on here. Combining things to create a new thing, which is just kind of like that. But these both could be done so we might look into that as well. But I have a feeling I'm gonna have to do a bunch of work as far as our changing the color of the stencil, because that's like one of those weird areas that I don't do much with materials, because it doesn't. Just say if no, I've got this. Anyway, I think that's a good place to stop. I will see you again next week.